joining us. Now, with the spectre of mass unemployment looming large, the Chancellor unveiled his winter economic plan last week. But young people have told us that they feel their opportunities are being severely limited because of Rishi Sunak's focus on so-called viable jobs. Our parliamentary correspondent, Ione Wells, has more.
The truth is that lots of people's jobs are only unviable because of the virus and because of government restrictions.
It is right that we focus our support on viable jobs.
But for these extraordinary restrictions, these are viable jobs.
There's been a lot of talk in Parliament about viable jobs, but what does that mean? And what about those who feel their jobs were viable before the pandemic? Ariane Bromwell was furloughed from a local newspaper in Cowbridge back in March, but was told in August the newspaper was no longer viable and she was being made redundant.
I have no doubt in my mind that had it not been for COVID, that I would still be in work and still reporting, and I could probably stayed at the Gem for a few years. It's a case of applying for literally everything that I can find. Problematically, there are so many people in the same position as me that a lot of the roles you sort of get, the reply you get is you've been unsuccessful, but due to the sheer number of applicants, we can't give individual feedback on this occasion. I've also had problems where I've been overqualified for positions.
Many worry that young people are being particularly badly hit by this, now competing for fewer jobs with those who have spent more time in the workplace. Caitlin Morgan was on a retail training programme before lockdown at a business in Cardiff's Queen Street that said they would have offered her a job to stay on if the virus hadn't hit.
I've seen a couple of reports and stuff on the news and stuff, and you say it's a lot of young people in similar situations to me. And you see how many people are now unemployed, not just young people, and we're all going to be fighting for those few jobs that are actually going at the moment. And it is very demoralising, really, trying to think, I haven't got as much experience as what some people do in the workplace. I'm less likely to get a job.
The Prince's Trust, which helps get young people into jobs, education and training, recently found 44% of 16 to 25-year-olds said their future aspirations are lower as a result of the pandemic, with half of those from poorer backgrounds saying their future goals now seemed impossible to achieve.
Now, just think back to my time when I was kind of 18 or 19, the idea of thinking to myself, what I want to achieve in life is going to be impossible would be heartbreaking. For me as an individual, for my family and for those close to me in my community. So to think that over half of young people think that their life goals are going to not just be difficult, not just going to be challenging, not just going to be laden with multiple hurdles, but impossible is something that we need to stand up and have a good look at.
Programmes like theirs have helped people like Lauren Hughes from Rhondda Cynon Taf, who is studying to be an actor, build her confidence. But Lauren would like to see more support from the government too.
I'm a bit nervous, I'm a bit scared, but I think again, from the boost of self-esteem and the boost of confidence I've had from the Prince's Trust, I've learned to not give up, and I won't. Whatever happens, I think I can be successful in the industry. The government and practically the whole world needs to think about young people. I think a lot of young people, including myself, we are questioning our futures, and there's a lot of young people that say, I'm scared about my future, I think I'm going to be unemployed.
The UK Treasury said their jobs support scheme is designed to protect jobs in businesses facing lower demand over the winter, and that they are creating new roles for young people with their Kickstart scheme. But for those in sectors that haven't been able to reopen at all, or employees who have already been laid off, the situation feels desperate.
It just puts your life on pause and, you just feel like you're stuck and there's no way getting out, and it is really tough and it's really overwhelming. And